Hey guys, welcome to class 2. Let's get started. We're going to start with warming up our ankles, our knees, and our hips for all of the great work that we're going to be doing today. So first, our ankles. We're going to start with ankle cars. I'm going to you to have a seat. You can prop yourself up like this. If not, you can totally sit just like this as well. We are going to be trying to do ankle cars or ankle rotations without rotating our shin at all. So we're going to try to get 3 going one way or clockwise. And then once we get to 3, we're going to reverse. We're going to go counterclockwise, nice and slow, trying to make sure that the rotation and the movement is only coming from our ankle, while simultaneously we're trying to make and paint the biggest circle that we can with just our ankle. Good. There's probably more than 3. Let's switch to the other one. So I like to bring my foot up. It makes me a little bit more honest, and then I like to hold my shin. That way I can feel if my whole shin is rotating, or if I can hold this guy and just kind of move from my ankle. Okay, so once again, we're gonna try and get 3 slow ankle controlled articular rotations. Just ignore if you see my shin move. I do every single rep perfectly, every single time. Good. 3 one way, and then let's switch. And do 3 the other way. Awesome. We're going to switch to knee cars. Knee cars we're going to do laying down because they're hardest, I think, laying down. You're going to lay on your back. Now, knee cars, remember, they're a combo of flexion and extension, or this movement, and rotation in, out, and in. Okay, so we'll start with flexing our knee as far as we can, rotating that tibia out. We're going to extend only about to here. Remember, at maximum or terminal extension, there's no rotation of the shin, so only your ankle's going to move. So maybe only about to here. So we're already rotated out and rotated in. Keep it rotated in as we flex all the way. Externally rotate or rotate out. Extend, rotate in. Good. 3 one way. And let's reverse directions. Out, down, awesome. Switch sides, flex all the way, rotate out, extend, rotate in, flex, rotate out, extend, rotate in, flex, good. One more. Awesome. While we're here, we're gonna get some hip cars in on our back. So stay on your back, maybe move away from the wall if you're near there like me. Now we're gonna take a breath in. Pack your lower abs, get nice and tight through your core, okay? Squeeze your left glute, squeeze your left quad. You can place your left hand on top of your left hip to feel yourself if you're rotating your whole pelvis as we do this, okay? So breath in, pack those abs, nice and tight, but stay breathing behind that shield. Squeeze that glute, squeeze that left quad so this whole left side is locked down. Let's slowly bring that right knee up as high as we can. Slowly rotate it out towards the ground without rotating through our pelvis. Bring it down, so we're trying to paint the outer edge of that hip joint. Come back. And down. Good. Let's get 3 reps in. Up. Out. Down. Rotate it back in. Out. Try not to, on the way back, over rotate. And then if you go too far down this way, now you're going to be pulled over here. So if you kind of, on the way here, only went about a little bit more than halfway, that's okay. On the way back, only return about halfway on that same path. The less cheating, the better. Last one. Good. Out. Up. In. And down. Excellent. Switch sides. Take a breath in. Pack those abs nice and tight. Squeeze that right glute. Squeeze that quad. You might be able to see me flex on the camera. Probably not. Let's come up with that left knee. Rotate out. Down. And rotate in. And let's reverse. In and down. Good. Up. In and down. And last one, I totally lost all my tension. To quadruped hip cars. If you have a yoga block, you can place it on your low back to help you stay balanced. We're going to get on our hands and knees in quadruped position, so our hands are right underneath our shoulders, our knees are right underneath our hips. We're going to take a breath in. We're going to pack our lower abs, and what I want you to do from here is root your hands into the ground. Root your right knee and hip and leg into the ground. Slowly begin to bring that left knee up. Rotate it out. Rotate it in by bringing that heel up towards your ear. And extend back through that glute. Bring your knees together. And let's rewind that circle. We're going to extend back through the glute first. Rotate in that hip. Bring that knee up towards our armpit and back in towards the middle. Take a breath in. Away from the wall. Take a breath in. Pack your abs. Get nice and tight. Squeeze everything. Bring that right knee up. Right knee out. Heel rotates up towards the ear, so we're rotating that hip in, and we extend back through that glute. Finish that circle, and let's rewind. Extend back through that glute. Rotate that hip out. Bring it up, and back into the middle. Awesome. We're going to move on to 90-90 work, okay? So let's go right side forward, 90-90, left leg back. So 90-90, we are facing that front knee. Moving on to 90-90. I'm sorry if you hear the fan in the back, but my office where I'm doing this is like 1,000 degrees right now, so we had to turn the fan on so I wouldn't have to keep pausing the videos because I'm sweating profusely. Right side 90-90 forward, left side back. Front knee 90 degrees, front ankle 90 degrees, back knee 90 degrees, back ankle 90 degrees. Left hip, we're not letting it sink back. We are squeezing through that glute, orientating ourselves forward, facing our belly button towards that front knee, using our post or our kickstand as much as we need to, okay? Keep your low back nice and straight and arched. Do not let it fold forward, because then you can, all your bend is coming from your low back. If we arch and keep that back straight, as we come forward, and let's go ahead and arch and come forward, we're gonna feel a nice stretch on the underside of this front leg, right in that back pocket area. We're pretty much stretching not just the hip and the capsule of the hip, but all the tissue that's layered on top. Your muscles are all layered on top of each other. So think like if you're wearing long underwear, sweatpants, jeans, and then snow pants on top of that. Your muscles all have layers, okay? And so when you do a stretch like this, you're stretching the long underwear, you're stretching the sweatpants, you're stretching the jeans, and you're stretching the snow pants. But where your problem might be, it might be only in one of those layers, or it might be the deepest layer, like where the long underwear is. Either way, the stretch sensation that you feel right now on the back, you're stretching all of that stuff, and that's okay, that's good. We're gonna start with 90-90 external rotation, pails and rails, baby, okay? So we've been sitting in this stretch for a little over a minute now. We're gonna let it go for just a little bit longer. And we're breathing, okay, we're trying to relax into the stretch. We don't have to go any deeper than we already are, but definitely try not to slowly kind of slump out of it, and then you start losing that stretch sensation, okay? One thing that I keep stressing over and over again is once you find and feel that stretch sensation, hold it. Doesn't matter how intense it is, you're still gonna get a huge benefit from maintaining that sensation and that tension, and as opposed to letting go of the slack and letting it go, okay? So maintain that stretch. We're about approaching the 2-minute mark. We're gonna take a breath in. We're gonna pack our abs, get nice and tight through the core, and then I'm gonna start driving this knee down into the ground, feeling this hip activate. I'm gonna take about 5 seconds to ramp up how hard I'm pushing. And now I'm holding at my max for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. For rails, I'm trying to bring this heel up off of the ground, and I'm trying to bring myself closer to my knee without slumping through my back. And hold, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sink even deeper into that stretch, even deeper. So what I like to do is once I feel, especially in this second 2-minute, once I feel a really good stretch through that glute and hip, this is what I like to do. I like to then lengthen my tailbone or lift my tailbone up to the sky. Wow, that increases the intensity of that stretch a lot more. Now to make it even more, I'm gonna take this whole femur and I'm gonna push it backwards. So I'm like pushing my butt, my right butt cheek and glute and hip back behind me, which intensifies the stretch even more. Good, now I'm gonna see if I can hold this position for the next almost 2 minutes, another minute. Breathe. Good. We're going to move on on to a whole series of pails and rails from this position. So now I'm actually going to have you break your spine, break your extension or that neutral position, let it slump forward, and bring yourself all the way down, bring that chest all the way down to your knee. And we're going to bring our left elbow in front of our left shin, just like this, okay? Good. Now from here, we're going to be doing sets of pails and rails, okay? We're going to start with knee extension. So trying to straighten our knee, okay? We're going to be all the way down here. We're going to take our left elbow. We're going to place it right in front of our right shin. Take a breath in from here. Pack your abs, get nice and tight. Now slowly begin to push this shin forward into your elbow. Okay, so if the elbow wasn't there, we're doing this. And you're slowly pushing that shin into that elbow, and then you're meeting that pressure from your shin with your elbow so that nothing's moving. Remember, these are isometric contractions. There's no movement. And we're holding, ramping up to our maximum, and holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Take your hand, put it underneath your heel. Take a breath in. Pack your abs. Now try to bend your knee so you're trying to bring your heel to your butt. If your hand wasn't there, you'd be doing this. And slowly ramp up how hard you're pushing down into your hand. And then once you reach your maximum, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. You're going to take your hand and you're going to move it up to the ball of your foot. And now we're going to be pushing our foot down into our hand and our hand up into our foot, okay? Ready? Take a breath in. Pack your abs, get nice and tight. Push that foot down into your hand. Push that hand up into your foot. Feel all those little muscles contract. And we're holding 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Last one. Take that hand, place it across your knee. Now we're going to be trying to bring this knee this way up towards this elbow, okay? Take a breath in. Pack your abs, get nice and tight. Start driving that knee upwards. Push that hand down so nothing's moving. Take about 5 seconds to ramp up. And let's hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and fully relax. Good. Push yourself back up. Excellent. We're going to be switching sides. We're not doing internal rotation in today's kin stretch class, and we're not doing an active turn. So just take your time. Switch to the other side. Good. Get yourself nice and tall. 90, 90, 90. Face that front knee. Arch that low back. Bring yourself forward until you feel a good stretch on the underside of that front leg. Use your kickstand as much as you need to. The farther your kickstand goes out away from your body, it's down on your elbow, the easier the overall position is going to be. The closer that kickstand is, the harder and more difficult everything is going to be. So challenge yourself, but still try and do everything appropriately. So keep yourself in this stretch position. We got a little bit less than a minute left. Just breathe. Trying to relax. Trying to let that tension in that tissue go down. And we've all felt it either in a provider's office or during massage or during our own stretching, where you just felt a muscle like give out and get let loose and take all that tension and kind of like just melt away. That's where you're chasing, okay? So the word that you should be thinking of is when you're breathing and relaxing and stretching is melt, 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 melt. Melt, melt, melt. And then that tissue is just gonna melt. Okay? So it's been 2 minutes. Let's take a breath in. Get nice and tight through that core. Good. Now start driving that knee down to the ground. Feel that hip activate. Take about 5 seconds to ramp up that contraction. Let's hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, get ready, 2, 1, and we're trying to lift this heel up off of the ground this way, okay? Not just the knee up this way, the whole leg. We're balancing a dinner plate on this sucker, and we're trying to lift that whole thing. Hold 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Make sure your back is in a good position. Sink a little bit deeper in that stretch. Hold and breathe. Melt, 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 melt. We're just thinking melt. Breathe. Thanks for bearing with me in the fan. I would not be able to do this, film this clean stretch class if it wasn't for that fan keeping me cool. Good. As our 2 minutes comes up, let's slowly bring ourselves down to the basement of our stretch. We're going to slowly bring that right elbow in front of our left shin. Let's take a breath in. Pack our abs, get nice and tight, and let's try and drive that shin up into our elbow. Take about 5 seconds to ramp it up and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Take that hand, put it underneath the heel. Ready, take a breath in. Pack those abs, start driving that heel down into that hand up into that heel so nothing's moving. Only push as hard as you can handle, whatever your maximum is, and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Move that hand up to the ball of your foot. Take a breath in. Pack your abs. Drive that ball of the foot down into your hand and your hand up into the ball of your foot. And hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Last one, bring that hand across that knee. We're going to be trying to bring this knee up towards this elbow. Ready, take a breath in. Pack your abs. Drive that knee up. Oh man, this side is harder. Hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Very good, very good. Slowly bring yourself out of there. Oh, excellent. Excellent. That concludes today's short lower body focused class. Okay, so in review, we did very easy cars for the ankles, for the knees, for the hips. Upgraded the hip cars a little bit to those quadruped ones. And then all we did was pails and rails for hip external rotation when the hip is rotated out like a pigeon type stretch. And then we did some of these little pails and rails at the basement of your stretch. Okay, we don't normally do those a lot, because they put the low back into a little bit more of a compromised position. A lot of people's low backs can't handle that training regularly. So try not to include this kind of work down here where we're pushing and pulling and stuff like that on a regular basis if you're going to be doing or repeating some of these classes more than once. If you're going to be focusing on anything, it should be the good stuff, the regular pails and rails that you can check out in the a la carte section. Okay? Take care, guys.